So this latex, if you talk about the latex, it is like, it is not just like in C or a Python program that we have studied in our college times. So it is something like a documentary language. Like it is a language that is used to create documents. So in that perspective, we are going to see this latex. So as far as this latex is concerned, we can use it for the documentation. Like instead of Word, it can be used, and we can do it for the presentations also. So the instead of presentation Microsoft PowerPoint, we can go for the latex. So these two can be utilized here, and even in some cases using several pack document classes that I will show you. So we can go for the poster designing also. So instead of let's say I think it is publisher, yeah, instead of Microsoft Publisher, we can go for the latex. So these are three things we need to concentrate on. And furthermore, why you need to go for the latex is, the first thing is its alignment, and second thing is, if you are trying to submit or create any journal paper or conference paper and all, you can see that they are requesting for the either Word document or your PDF document or via the latex format. So in that occasion, if you go for the latex format, you will be having its own advantage. Like you don't need to bother about the table of contents, you don't need to bother about the alignment of the picture, you don't need to bother about alignment of the text, whether it is in central alignment or it is the justification or ruler setting. You don't need to bother about anything. Your work is going to be like, you have to stick with the tags and important keywords in the latex, and you have to start typing the text that you wish. So at that occasion, your focus mainly will be on in the document creation alone and the content development alone. You don't need to bother about the what is going to be the result and how it's going to look like and everything. You don't need to bother about. You have to look and you have to bother about only the what content you are going to type. So that is what the very important aspect with respect to the latex. So initially, if we go into the latex, there are a lot many compilers and lot many packages and lot many softwares that support the latex commands and latex linings. So what are those is, the first one is going to be the Cmyk. So here, so the Cmyk is nothing but another one compiler and IDE also to develop the latex documents. So one more thing is, and second thing is Text Studio. Even in the Text Studio, it is using the Cmyk as a backend, and it is also Text Studio is also giving in one more IDE. So similarly, there are a lot many IDEs. But for our convenience and for our compatibility, we are going for the online compiler, which is nothing but the Overleaf. So in the instruction mail itself, I told you to create a sign up in the Overleaf and get a login for that. So in the Overleaf, what is the advantage of using the Overleaf is, it is you are not going to compile on your own system. So there will be a no lag, or there will be a no system usage. Only thing is, you are going to use the network. So that is one of the added advantage. And Overleaf in turn, it has its own advantage, like auto correction methods and auto suggestions also there. So it can give you an overview of it can overview the wrong statements and the incorrect statements, and then give the suggestion, and so that you can correct your code effectively. So that is one of the added advantage with respect to the Overleaf. So if we see about the Overleaf, you can see that if you log in, you can see an image like this. So window will be like this. So here you can see that all projects, your project shared with you, archived project and trash, archived and trash, you know that. So the all project will give you the entire list. So you can create this. These are all four things I have created for this workshop. So let's say you can create a folder also. Let's say temporary. So if you create a folder, you can store it here, and that has its own advantage by selecting it, and you can go for the folder and you can make it as temporary. So in the temporary folder, you can see that. So these kind of added advantages are there in the Overleaf. Apart from this, Apart from this, you have a new project command. So in that you have the default templates for all these things, like for the academic journal or for book. If you are writing any book, you can go for the book, and if you are going to write any formal letter, you can go for the formal letter. Homework assignments, posters, presentation, resume, thesis, and there are several other templates also. So there are a lot many predefined templates, so that you have, that you can directly import it. Let's say if you are going for any formal letter, you can say that if you click that, you can see a lot many formal letters over here, and you can select any, and then you can open as a template. If you click open as a template, it will be created on your portal. So you can see that the entire code is filled up, and you have to change the content alone. You can directly project whatever you need. So this is what the one of the main added advantage with respect to the overleaf. So now, as an initial perspective, like as an initial thing, we'll be start working on with elementary things, and then we will complicate the structure of the latex as we proceeds by. So now, if I click the blank project, I have to give the name. So let's say temporary, or let's say slot one. So basically, this latex has three parts. So while talking about this, I need to give a line by line instruction so that you can follow up and even you can note it down for the further future use. So first thing is we are going to talk about the overview of the latex. So how the latex programming has to be done, so that how we can get the output and all we are going to see. So first thing is latex is being divided into three parts actually. So first thing is document class and package usages. So here you can see that, okay, I will segregate this separately, and then you can identify. So okay, so these three separate things are the okay, I'll just zoom it up. Yeah. Now, these three are the separate parts of the latex. So these three are important. The second slot, I mean, the second group is not a mandatory one, whereas the first one and the third one are mandatory. So first one is comprised of the document class and package definitions. So for giving a comment in the latex, you can use the percentage symbol. So I'm just using the percentage symbol for giving the comment. So here, this is nothing but the document class definition. Okay, so here, what is this document classes? This document class decides which type of document you are creating. So either you are creating an article, either you are creating a book, or either you are creating any presentations. So that can be you defined using this using this document class definition. So first of all, for this document class definition, what is the basic syntax you can get here is slash document class. Here we are going to use the backward slash document class of specifiers. So we'll talk about what is that specifier and all, followed by the curly braces. Inside the curly braces, you have to give the class name. So again, I'm saying this is followed by, this is like document slash document class is the keyword, followed by the square bracket. Inside the square bracket, there will be a specifiers, and followed by the inside the curly braces, there will be a class name. So that is what the syntax for the document class. So what is the specifiers are is the specifiers can be divided. Okay, major specifiers, major uses of the specific specifiers are, the first thing is paper setting. So let's say like A4 size, A4 paper, or letter size paper. So these are the commands that can be used in the specifiers to give that which size of paper you are using for the document. Okay. So first, yeah. So this is one of the important thing, like which paper. If you want your document to be printed in the A4 size paper, so you have to use the A4 size. So letter size, it will go for the letter size or the folio size. So next thing is the universal font size. or let's say not in the universal, global font size. So for that, you can use the size itself, 12 pt or 15 pt, whatever you need, you can use it. So by specifying this global font size alone, you can specify what is the global font size you can this document should have. So don't worry about this. Like if you are given with 15 pt and you need some of the text to be in the lower size, you can do it. So I will talk about that in the text design or text alignment sessions. So now, so third thing is whether either you have to go for the two side or one side. So two side, one side is the default one. You can go for the two side. So what is this two side command is even in many latex books you can see this two side. So which means that the left side, I mean the front side and back side, it should have a same column. I mean the if you say any book, if you consider any book, so the first page of the book will be like it is slightly the left margin will be very high, whereas the back side of this the right margin will be very high. So in order to facilitate that, we can use the two side command and the specifiers for the for that for that purpose. So this is one of the important things. So here, as far as our implementation is concerned, we have not mentioned any specifiers because it is an optional one. So we can make specifiers like A4 paper and let's say 15 pt. So it will give you the overall structure, and you can see that uh, right now here you can see that on giving the A4 paper, the size of the paper has been will be reduced and it has been adjusted. So here for compile, I mean for running the latex, you have one more thing to cover up. So which is nothing but the recompile command. So if you instead of that recompile button, you can use the control plus enter also. So if you do the recompile, so whatever the changes you have done in the code, it will be reflected in the reflected in the right hand side, which is nothing but the PDF visibility. So if you download the document, it will look like this. So that is what the preview display has been listed out. So instead of letter paper, sorry, A4 paper, you can use letter paper also. So in that occasion, if you print any document, it will be printed in the letter size paper. So that is the paper setting with respect to this. And next thing is use package definitions. So for implementing various purposes like various commands in the upcoming sessions, we will be talking about lot many packages. For specific usage, there are lot many packages. For implementing those kind of stuff, we'll be using this use package definition. So for that definition, we'll be having the syntax use package followed by the specifiers followed by the package name. So here the specifiers, as I said, so this is not similar to this kind of stuff. This has this has a lot many usages other than the global parameters that we have talked about. So this cannot be no more used in the use package specifiers. So here, what are the specifiers we are going to look ahead at? It is going to be like it is specific to the packages. So, for example, if we talk about the encoding package, okay, we are going to talk about the encoding package. So, if we talk about the encoding package, you can implement using use package of UTF-8 and for the package encoding. So this is the coding that you have seen in the programming also in this in the Overleaf also. This is nothing but we are going to import the encoding package and we are going to use the UTF-8 encoding format. So there are a lot many formats are there. For that, we are specifying only the UTF-8 should be applied to this document. So that is what the sensual meaning of this statement. So here you can see that it has been mentioned as UTF-8. So other than this, we are going to look ahead with the many package names in the upcoming sessions. So next thing is So now we have talked about the first part of the latex, which is nothing but the document class description and use package description. So now, next thing we are going to talk about is the second one is going to be global settings and commands. So what is this global settings and command is? This is for the entire document that we are going to give. So those commands are like the title, author, and date. Even there are a lot many. I'll just list out those commands in the here. So one is going to be the title, so which will give you the title of the document, and another one is going to be the author, so which is nothing but author for the document that we are creating. So our next thing is okay. Next thing is even here, yeah, date. So date is like to give the date, precise date, or we can use the today function, today variable. So give the today or prescribed date. So instead of November 20, if you give the command like slash today, you can see that today's date has been printed. So that's why I'm saying slash today can be used for printing the today. And next thing is okay, here we cannot use this. I mean, in the article document class we cannot use this. This is for the presentation purposes. So for the presentation purpose we can use the slash logo. Okay, so for that we can use slash logo, and even slash institute is also there for the presentation purposes. So these are the global settings and command. Even in some cases we'll be using the renew command functions. Renew command. So this is for like there is a predefined function for a variable or for a sequence of characters. For that we are redefining that function. We'll be using the renew command. So which is for redefining the variables or redefining the definitions. So this is for, these are all for the global settings and command. Here you can see that the slash title of slot 1, which is going to be the title of the paper. So we can say the title of paper of the document. Author, let's say Harrier and Wales. And date is going to be slash today. So here you can see that it has been printed as the title of the document followed by the Harrier and Wales and followed by the this structure is completely dependent on the article class. Okay, if you go for the other document class like book, the entire scenario will be changed. You can see that the title page has become a separate one. I'll talk about why it has become and what is over there, or how to create the title page in the upcoming slides. And here you can see that if you change the command, the book, it has been entirely changed as the title. I mean the title of the document. So if we go for another package, which is nothing but the Beamer. So if you go for the Beamer, you can see that the presentation has been created. So so these many for changing the document class we can get the different types of outputs. So I'll just change it to the normal, which is nothing but article. Now here if we go for, yeah, this is for the global setting and commands. Now, so next one is going to be the document part. So in the document part, you can see that it is a main crux or main heart piece of the program. So which is nothing but here only you are going to type everything and that is going to be listed over there. Only few parameters or few global parameters can be displayed over here or defined over in the up above the document part, whereas those parameters also can be applied or can be displayed in the output PDF or output structure only because of the document part alone. So I'll just talk about the definition for the document part and come back to the implementation. So third thing is document part. So this is main responsible for the printouts for the text in the outputs, let's say. So now here how it is being defined is begin document and end document. So here I need to convey you in the latex, whenever you use the begin slash begin command, you have to use the slash end. So in the latex, the commands will be started with respect to the slash keyword, I mean slash notation. So backward slash will be used in all the occasions. So slash begin and slash end. So inside this only you can give whatever things you need. So here only we can use the actions block. So without this slash document and the slash I mean slash begin document and slash end document, we cannot go for or we cannot get any output with respect to the create contents. So if you let's see here, let's see an example here. So inside the begin document I'm not giving anything. Okay, so if I run this, I don't have any because it couldn't compile for some reason. Please check the unused global options. So here there is nothing to display, so no output has been kept. So if we use the make title command here or did something, you can see that. So let's say instead of I'm just randomly typing in between the begin document and the end document. You can see that whatever I have typed, whatever I have given inside, that is only it has been printed out. So that's why I'm saying, so the slash begin document and the slash end document is the most important key in the latex. So now this is the entire stuff with respect to the slash begin document. So one more thing I need to convey here is after giving the global parameters. So here we have given the title and author and date, right? So after giving this, in order to create a title page or in order to create the title that we have seen, we have to use the keyword called backward slash make title. So by giving the title of the document and the author and the date alone, we can create the title. So it is as simple as possible, like slash make title alone it will create it. So you need not worry about whether it is in the center alignment or it is in the right alignment or left alignment. You can see that that has been entirely taken care by the article document class. If you go for the further document class like book or some other document class, in case if you talk about any journals, so each journal has its own latex format. So if you use those latex journal copies or latex journal classes, you can see that that entire thing can be carried out or can be done using the dot class file itself. I'll talk about that implementation, like how to utilize those class files over in the latex. So I'll talk about that in the slot 4. So now here, yeah, now and one more thing I need to give a command is I think I have given this instruction also. Whenever you use the begin, let's say begin xxx something you are using, if it is in the sense, then you have to use the end. And one more thing is, in order to group some of the codes, okay, some of the codes in the latex, we'll be using the curly braces. We'll be using the curly braces. So in order to group some of the codes, I'll talk about why we need those groupings and all in the text alignment slot. So now, so this is one of the important thing, and slash make title page. And next thing we are going to talk about is we are going to talk about inside the document. We are going to talk about how to type or how to categorize it. So in many cases, you might have seen that in the book chapters or even in the papers, you can see that one dot introduction or two dot literature survey. So you might have seen this scenario. one dot introduction and two dot related studies. So you might have seen this scenario. So for this purpose and all, in the Word document, you have to type like one dot and lot many you have to type, and you have to take care of the margins. You have to take care of the style that has been printed. So here we don't need nothing. So here just simple. It is very much simple. This concept is related to the sectioning and subsectioning of the latex. So what is the section and subsectioning is? In order to create a section, so here one dot is with respect to the section. Whereas if you say one dot one, let's say abstract, okay. So this is called as subsection, right? So even we can go for a triple section also, which is nothing but one dot one dot one. It is for subsection. So you can see that. So this is the difference between section, subsection, and subsection. So in order to create that and all, we'll be having lot many issues. So at that occasion, what we can do is for implementing those sectioning and subsectioning, we can use is slash section command. So here we are going to use slash section. Here inside the curly braces, you can go for the section name. Okay, so here you can see slash section. Inside that you can go for introduction. So if you just print it like this, you can see that this one and everything, the formatting is being taken care by the latex itself. So what you have given inside, it has been reflected here. Okay, so for giving the subsection, you can go for slash subsection. Let's say abstract. So it has been printed as 1.1. You can notice that the font size of the section and the font size of the subsection has been reduced. So that has been taken care by automatically by the latex itself. And another one is subsection. So here we can say system overview. So if you see that this has been taken care. So numbering will be automatically taken care by that. If you say section related study. So if you type like that, so it has been taken care. Automatically related study has been taken with the two, and it has been given with abstract and the system overview. So in Word and all, you have to give the tabular space, and you have to if you are in the subsection, you have to come to the section, and you have to come to the subsection. There is a lot many procedures involved, but whereas in the latex, you are just going to use only the command section, subsection, subsection alone. So here I am just again talking about the syntax for sectioning, subsectioning, and subsectioning. We are going to use slash section followed by the section name, slash subsection followed by the inside the curly braces. We'll be having the section name, subsection name, and slash subsection for the subsection name. So usually the new practitioners will do one mistake, that they'll be using the capital letter for the sectionings, like capital S. Instead of using the small s, they will be using the capital S. So at that occasion, you can see that it will throw an error. So you can see that this latex is a content. It is sensitive to the capital letters. So here you can see that the small letter and the capital letter makes difference. So even while doing the algorithm, while like implementing the algorithms, like while showcasing the algorithms and all, you'll be having these issues. So you have to understand that all the commands and all the variables, global variables like make title, and there are a lot some more things we are going to discuss. So those kind of stuff will be on small letter. Okay, so even we have seen lot many commands as for now. So nothing is in the capital letter, everything is in the small letter. So another thing is, if you want to write any abstract in this article data, article document class, you can go for slash begin abstract. So in the overleaf and all, you have one more advantages. If you type the entire command, if you press enter alone, so you can see the suggestion here. So if you press the enter alone, it will automatically include with slash end abstract. Okay, so inside that you have to type whatever you need. So let's say this workshop is for latex learning, happy learning. So here you can see that this abstract has been created separately, and the font size is also taken care by the article document class, and you can see that it has been in the center alignment, and the font size is also reduced somewhat. So this is how in the even in many journals they are having the slash begin abstract command for typing the abstract along. So you make utilize of this slash begin abstract. Now another thing is, so if you want to use your own font, okay, next thing we are going to talk about is if you want to use your own font. So let's say you are going to type any Tamil characters in the latex. Okay, now as per now we have seen the English characters, whereas if you want to give any Tamil characters, so what you have to do is you have to change, okay, the first thing is you have to import the TTF file, so we call it as a font file. So that is nothing but if you go for the Windows folder, in the Windows folder you will be having the font files. So in that, let's say I have just extracted one of the font file, which is nothing but Lada. So yeah, lada.ttf is the font that I have included. So here, and one more thing, using the outside font is not allowed in many of the document classes, and even in the latex also it is not allowed. So for that you have to convert, or you have to change the compiler. Okay, so at that occasion you need to understand what are all the compilers that are available in the latex. So mainly prominent things are, one is PDF latex, another one is XC latex, another one is Liu latex, I think so. So I'm not pretty sure about the spelling. So here there are three prominent ones. Apart from this also they we have, but we can make use of the first two alone. PDF latex and XC latex alone we can make use of it. Now, how to change this compiler is if you go for the menu command, and inside that you can see that there are compiler option. So inside that compiler option you can see that, yeah, Lua latex. Okay, here you can see that PDF latex, La latex, and XC latex, and Lua latex. So here I'm going to change it for the XC latex. So XC latex and Lua latex will support the different kind of encodings as well as the custom font files. So now we have changed the compiler from the PDF latex to the XC latex. Now here we are going to use the own font, right? So for that what you have to do is, first of all you have to import the use package. So what is that use package? Is use package of font enc, which is nothing but the font encoding. So after including the font encoding using the use package command, you have to call the lada.ttf. So for that you can use set main font. So this is one of the important command, set main font. So here inside the set main font, you have to give the file that you have given. So that too inside the square bracket. So inside the square bracket, lada.ttf. Just a second. Oh, sorry, this is not font encoding. I forget that. It is font spec. Sorry, just font spec. So first thing is you have to, I'll just note it down in the step-by-step manner. First, you have to change the compiler. This is for font changing. So first thing is you have to change the compiler to XC Latex, or you have to change it to Lua Latex. So and then you have to use the use a package called font spec. So after specifying the font spec package, you have to go for the set main font function. So what is the syntax for the set main font is set slash set main font. Inside the curly brace, you have to give it in a square bracket. Inside the square bracket, you have to give the font family or font file name dot ttf. So apart from the TTF, you can use another ODT or another file format is there for font. You can use that too. So no worries. So font file name dot TTF. So if you type this and if you run this, it will be imported to that format. So you can see that the Lada TTF format has been imported here. This Lada is mainly for the Tamil typing. So it is for Tamil typing. Primarily, it is for the Tamil typing. So in order to get into the Tamil typing, like you need to print any Tamil characters inside the latex, you can go ahead with that. So first of all, you have to import everything. The setting is right now is fine and clear. So now you have to go for this. I'm not proficient in the Tamil typing, so that's why I'm just making an on-screen keyboard. Now, Now, I'm going to change the Windows language into the Tamil language by using the Win key plus spacebar. I have included the Tamil language here. That's why it has been at my suggestion. So Tamil language. Now, here I can use. Now I can use the Tamil typing. So let's say. Uh, so let's say just a simple text. I'm trying to make it happen. So or else I will go ahead with the notepad and then I'll copy the text. Now, here I can go for Anaithum, Anaithum Avansayal. So let's say this is going to be the character that I need to enter. So I have typed in this character using the, I have changed the Windows language into Tamil and then I have typed it. So now I am just going to paste it here. So it has been pasted here. If I print Control Enter, if I print Control Enter, which is nothing but the recompile command, you can see that that has been printed here. So in LaTeX, it is possible to include other languages other than English. Also, it can be possible. If we go for if you include without any acknowledgement, like without using any font spec and the font file, it will encounter an error with respect to the input encoding problem. So this is one thing to include other languages also. Now, next thing we are going to talk about is now I am going back to the normal mode. I don't want XC latex at all. Now, now I'm just creating a new move file. Now, so now we are going to talk about, we have talked about how to enter, how to make a title and how to section and subsection and all. Now we are going to talk about how to modify the font style. Okay, so for that, let's say I'm just having any package, any passage like, so I'm just taking some arbitrary package. I'm sorry, arbitrary passage. Yeah. Now, okay, this is the arbitrary passage that I have. So now inside the introduction, I have given those passages. So you can see that it has been displayed here. Now, what I'm trying to do is I have to make this Greek mathematics as a larger one. Okay, here you can see that everything at the font size 12 pt. So now I need to enlarge the word called Greek mathematics. So for that, what I have to do is I have to either use slash large. I will let you know how to group the codes and all now. Just a second. So if you see, using the slash large, it has enlarged the entire passage, right? So here you can see that this religious arguments is in one size, and if you see the Greek mathematics, these are in the large size, right? So in order to make this Greek mathematics alone, you have to group the code. So there we are going to use the symbol called the close parenthesis and the open parenthesis we'll be using. So what we are mentioning here is we are opening and closing the parenthesis at this position in order to show that this Greek mathematics should be applied with the slash large command. Okay, now if you recompile it, you can see that this Greek mathematics alone made as a larger one, whereas the rest are made as a normal text. So what happens if you have not given any command inside the curly braces? Nothing would happen. It will just print it. So I mean, here in the latex will take this curly brace. It won't account for this curly brace. It is used for the grouping of the code if there is any command is inside. It is not, then it will neglect that. Okay, so this is one of the thing. So the keyword that I have given here is slash large. So the large is nothing but it is going to emphasize the text the one more stage. And if you use slash capital L, so I have used the small L. Now we are encountering with the sequences with capital letter. So slash large. So you can see that it has been made as one more font size has been added there, and there is one more sequence which is nothing but huge. So if you use huge, it is going to look like another one massive structure. If you use capital H, it can be made as one more level up. Okay, pardon me, participants, is there any queries? Okay, thank you, Xavier sir. Okay, I got your comment. I will let you know about that. So what is the question from the participant side is how to group the, I mean, if say I'm going to have a huge here, what happens if I need to make this mathematics as a large one, so which is nothing but the nested structure. So what happens if he this is from the participant side. So inside the huge structure we are going to use the large. So what happens there is this mathematics will be in the large. So it won't take it in a nested way like huge. After that you are going to give a large and it will be magnified more. It won't work in that way. It won't work in that superposition way. So it will take the keyword and it will assume that the font size is that. So you can see that the huge size is for the Greek and mathematics, whereas the mathematics is given separately with respect to the large size. So here you can see that the Greek has been enlightened more with respect to the huge size and mathematics as a large size. So this is with respect to the sizing. So here I'll just give a list of commands that we can use for emphasizing. So now one is a large we have seen, and another one is slash capital L large, another one is slash huge, another one is capital huge. So H alone capital, rest of things are going to be the small. Another one is tiny. So tiny is for the shortening of the text. So if you use instead of instead of large, if you use tiny, you can see that this has been shrinked a lot. Here you can see that the mathematics has been shrink. Okay. So this is what the scenario about this. And next thing is, in many cases we'll be bold, we'll making the text bold, right? So for bold in the word, the Microsoft Word, we can select the text and we'll make the control B. So same here, if you press the control B, it will be bolded. Whereas if you want to write it in a command line way, you can see that it can be typed as slash text BF, which is nothing but text bold font. So BF series, we call it as BF series. So inside that you can say whatever the text you need. So I'm just making as TechZ Academy. So inside the text BF, if you type the TechZ Academy, the text has been bold now. Or else another one thing you can do it is select the text and click the control B, it will be bold for you. Okay, so similarly for the italics also. So the discovery can be made as italics by using the control I, or you can use the command text it italics. Text it for the italics. Okay, so next thing we are going to talk about is yeah, in some cases we have to use the small capital letters. Like let's say I'm just giving a scenario here. You can see that in the TechZ Academy, you can see that this capital T. So you can see the capital T and the small letters are in the different size. And even you can see that if you want this ECH is in the same manner, like in the same capital letter but in the small font size, you can use text SC, text SC. So you can see that here the small letters is also in the capital. So I am just printing again with respect text BF series. For understanding, I am just making it again. So academy. So you can see that here you can see the capital letter is larger font size, and whereas small letter is in the smaller font size. What happens when you need this when we expect the small letters to be also in the capital letter, whereas at the small letter size? So that can be satisfied using this command, which is nothing but text SC. Okay, so now we have talked about till now we have talked about text BF, text BF, and we have used about talked about text IT, and we have used about text SC. So apart from this, we have TT family, teletype family. So we call it as teletype family. So for that, you can see you can use text TTT. I mean text TT, text TT. So which is nothing but I'm just typing the command here, text TT. So inside that you will be giving any paragraph or whatever you need. So what happens here is this paragraph will be typed or will be executed in the typewriting format. Like if you see here, so inside that, let's say I'm just making the statement again. So if I make this again, you can see that this has been mentioned or this has been typed in the typewriting format. Okay, this is the scenario for text TT. Okay, now, so next thing we are going to talk about is right now. If you don't want this texture, like if you want this in a lighter weight, like not in the small size, the depth of the character you don't need in a tighten way. Like the same thing, I'll just make it again. So you can see that this this has been printed here. So you don't want this font should be weighted this much. You want the font in a light weighted manner. If that is your request, then you can make use of the another command called text LF, light font. So that is the expansion for that. So text elf instead of the same, if I give that, you can see the difference. Okay. Oh, okay. Right. Here we need to change the typefaces. I'll talk about this. The typefaces and all I will talk about this. I'll talk about this light font in the upcoming thing. Now, what you need to, now we have talked about how to make the text into bold, italics, and so and so. And we'll be seeing how to underline those text also in the upcoming things. So now we are going to talk about how to control the color and how to control the line space between the text and everything and all now. So now, how to control that is you can use the, now we are going to talk about controlling the first one specifically, controlling the font size with desired level. So as for now, we have talked about slash large, slash huge, and everything, but it is not at the desired level. We don't know. We have not specified any size and all. Now, if you want to be in the particular size and particular line spacing should be there, if you want like that, so you can see that you can use this. So the package you have to use is any font size. Use package any font size. Okay, so any font size is the package name. It is not the user choice. It is a package name which is called as any font size. And after while specifying the font size and all, you have to use the command slash font size of the size that you want to give it, and another one is baseline skip. Okay, so this is what the command that you have to give. Now, so going back to the implementation, here we need the package called use package of any font size. Okay. Now, inside that any font size, you can see that let's say I need this. Yeah. Now I need this in the 15 pt. Now I can use the font size as 15 pt, and here I have to give the baseline skip, right? So here I have to give the baseline skip. Usually what happens is this baseline skip should be 1.2 times sorry 1.2 times greater than the font size. So what I'm trying to convey here is, if you are giving, if you are giving the font size as 15, you have to give the baseline skip as 1.2 times, which means that 15 into 1.2, which is nothing but 80. Okay. Now, after selecting this, after using this font size and all, you have to use the keyword called select font. Okay, so yeah, forget about this here. So you have to use the select font keyword here. Okay, so font size for slash font size, inside that you have to give the size, inside that you have to give the baseline script, inside after that you have to use the keyword called slash select font. So here we have used the slash font size of 15 pt followed by the 18 and followed by the select font. So if you give as 25, let's say we are giving as 25, you can see that. Okay, so now we are in the document class, article document class, right? Okay, I'll talk about that. What is that? Okay, this is with respect to the document class that we have given. So usually we'll giving it in a 1.2 cents. Now, so this is for setting the desired font size. And next thing we are going to talk about is we are going to talk about the font coloring. So what is this font coloring is, you can go for, you in some text you might need to highlight the documents. A particular portion of the document should be highlighted using any font color like red or blue, or you can see whatever the color you need. So for that you can use the following things. You have to use the package called Xcolor. Okay, you can use a package called Xcolor. So inside the Xcolor, you can define whatever the colors you need and you can make use of it. So while implementation, what you have to give is what the color you have to give is you have to use slash color of, let's say, red. I'm going to use the word called red. It will become the red color. So this is to highlight the some portion of the text in the text in the separate color. So there you have one more thing. If you use the color red slash color red I have mentioned, right, the entire paragraph or entire subsequent text will be changed. Let's see an example. Use package of X color. Okay, now I just need I just need this paragraph to be changed with respect to the color of red. So what happens here is the following entire things will be changed into red color. So you can see that I don't want this mathematics and everything, the follow text should not be made as red, but it has been made as red here. Okay, so you have to keep a note on it. So for that you can use the grouping. Okay, so grouping of the code will give you the structure that the selected particular code will be made as red color, whereas rest will remain the same. So in many occasions, you might come across with your own combination of color. So using the color picker, you might come across with one more own colors. Like I have seen many people, they are sticking with the standard colors like red and violet, red and blue, black and semi-gray. So those kind of stuff, the people will stick with those colors. So in order to make it happen, you can also give the combination of channels. So you know that the color can be given as a combination of channel like RGB, CMYK, and there are a lot many color channels also there. The prominent ones are RGB and CMYK. So you can give the combination of those mixtures. So by using the same Xcolor package, but in a different way. So I'll talk about the syntax and then come back here. So custom font color. So how we can use this is, here also we are going to use the Xcolor package, but with the specification of uh, DVIPS names. Okay, using the specification DVIPS names and followed by the X color, you can make sure you can make the combination of colors like RGB and CMYK combinations. So now let's say I shall use this package here. So you can see use package here. Now this DVIPS names, and I have to define the color now. Okay, in the global setting category, you can use this color. So which is nothing but slash define color. Okay, so the first here you can see that it is occupied with the three curly braces. By default it will be occupied with the three curly braces. So what is that combinations are is, so the first one is going to be the your own or the user specific function name, user specific color name, let's say, followed by the which channel you are using, and followed by the combination. Now here user specific color name is nothing but you can give whatever you need. Like you can give it like your name itself, or you can give it like my pink or my gray or my red, whatever the color name you can give it. That's entirely your choice. We are having restriction on the channels and the combinations. So what are all the possible channels are small RGB and capital RGB and CMYK and gray. These are the most prominent use. I am just picking those things and giving it to you. There is a difference between the small RGB and the capital RGB. What is the difference is usually in the RGB channel, there is a three channel, right? R, G and B. So inside this RGB channel, you can have values from 0 to 255, I think so. Whereas in the G also the same scenario for G. So 0 to 255, and B also for blue we can also have 0 to 255. So now having this RGB in the concern, and now we are going to give the mixture. So in that constraint, the small RGB will take the value from 0 to 1, 0 to 1, whereas this capital RGB will take the value from 0 to 255 as I have mentioned above. Okay, here the input for those things will be varying, whereas in the capital RGB it will take this similar kind of stuff 0 to 255. Whereas in the CMYK and all the same scenario, it will take only the values from 0 to 1, and the gray it is for it will take only one value. Here you have to give the three inputs. I'll talk about what are the inputs over there and how you have to give it in the implementation side. And here also it is going to be three inputs. And CMYK it is going to be the four inputs. And for gray channel it is going to be the one input. Now, if you okay, let's say I'm just giving a four different colors itself. Let's say small RGB. So RGB, and here I'm giving a value as 0.858, and let's say 0.188, and let's say 0.478. Now another thing you can go for is let's say cap RGB. So RGB capital, and I have told you that you have to give the three input values which can range from the 0 to 255. So here I am just giving 219 followed by the 48 followed by the 122. Okay, so you can see that for the RGB for three channels, I have given the three values inside the curly braces, the third curly braces. So that's why I have said that combination. So inside the combination, you can give the inputs. So next thing we are going to talk about is CMYK. So CMYK combo. Okay, now CMYK combo, and here we are going to have CMYK, and I'm just giving 0, 0.78, 0.4429, 0.14. You can give your own value. I'm just giving my own value. So here this combination, and another one we can give here is gray color. We have discussed about that. So gray channel, let's say you have to use the keyword called gray here, and the only possible value is, the possible inputs is 1. Here you can see that again the CMYK it is 4 inputs, so it is given as 4 consecutive values 0, 0.78, 0.4429, 0.14. Now, so let's make this text alone. Let's say we can, as I said, so we are going to group it. So for that, so using this, now we are going to, how we are going to implement this text color is, we are going to use the command called text color. So inside the first Yeah. Now, here inside the text color, you can use any of the text color that you have given here. Let's say small RGB or cap RGB, whatever you have given. So let's say we have given small RGB and you have to incorporate the text. It has given as view mathematically research. Okay. Now, if you give it in that way, you can see that the selected particular text alone has been changed into a new color. That is nothing but the given color 0.858 and 188 and 0.7 sorry 478. So here we are having one more function which is nothing but the text color. So I'll talk about the syntax here. So for implementation or for executing that, so we can use text color. So here, which is nothing but the user specified font color. So I have used the word user specified, which is nothing but you have to specify. You must specify the name here. Then only it can be extracted, or else it cannot be. So followed by the text to be changed. Okay, this is what the syntax for the text color. Okay, next thing is right. Now, next thing we are going to talk about is we are going to talk about how to change the page color itself. So now we have talked about how to change the font color. So now we are going to talk about changing the page color itself. Yes, sir. Okay, so the participant question is how to use the Cmyk color and everything here. So here we have given the Cmyk combo here. So you can see that this is the user specific name, and we can use the same name here using the text color function itself. Let's say I'm just having uh, one more text color function, so that it will be understandable. Now you can see that this color CMYK color has been implemented here, and the RGB small RGB color has been implemented here. So you can create n number of color combinations and you can use it. So even we have the system specific colors like color of red. I have told you about this in the before the thing. So we have given the red color, so that can also be implemented. So irrespective of the color channels, so either it can be a gray channel or it can be RGB channel or it can be a small RGB. Irrespective of that, using the key specifiers or the user specific font name, you can directly include it in the text color function, and then you can type your own sentences, and that will be the colors of that text will be changed. So now we are going to talk about the changing the page color. So how to change the page color? So we need three packages for this. So for the color package, you will be using the X color package. The second package is going to be uh, the page color. So which is nothing but the page color. So first package we are going to talk about is X color. Another one is going to be the page color. So next thing we are going to talk about, next package we are going to use is after page. I'll let you know why we need this after page in this demo. Okay. Now using this packages, you can go for you can go for the different page colors. So now let's say now you are having this. Now you are going to use the package called You have incorporated the X color. So now I'm going to use the package called page color. Okay. Here, now I'm going to use the page color function. So I'm just making it as yellow. Okay. Now what I am trying to do is I am trying to make the entire pages as a yellow pages. So you can see that it has been made as yellow page. And I am just making this document class as book as for now for execution criteria. Now here you can see that we have two pages. One is title page, that is because of the make title, and second thing is some contents that we have given. So here you can see that it has been mentioned here. Now, the background of the page color has been changed as yellow now. So, if I need to change the color of the first page alone or the specific page alone, you need to undergo one more package, which is nothing but the after page. That's why we are going for after page package that I have told you in the definition section. So now, how to use this? How to use this after page command is, first of all, I advise, it is not mandatory, but I advise you to group the code. Okay, for that page alone, I'll ask you to group the code alone. So after grouping that, you can use the command called new page color. Okay, let's say yellow. And after typing this command, you can use the command called after page. So you have to mention this page color is going to be the yellow color, and the rest of the page is how you have to give it. So for that you can use restore page color, which means that the page color is going to be white for the rest, and for this alone it will become the yellow. Okay, this might be because of this. But I can whether I have given like that. Okay, so no, I'll talk about this new page color in the next session. So there is one more problem with respect to the new page color. I'll talk about that after page. Okay. Okay, I'll talk about that new page color in the upcoming slot. There is a few problem with respect to that. I'll talk about that. Now, so this is how you will be coloring the pages. And now we are going to talk about two important things, which is nothing but underlining the text and strike through the text. So you might, in some scenario, we need to use the text, and we expect the text to be underlined, right? So for that, the coding is very simple, like how we have bold the text, like using the text bf, right? So here we can use the one more command called slash underline. So using the slash underline, you can see that the text has been underlined. So there is one more problem with this package. With this command is nothing but if you underline those lines, it will be sticked with the same line. It won't be break it up. So there is a possibility of going beyond the margin. So we can restrict this kind of usage with respect to the underline using several other regularizing packages like slope pipe par yeah, slope pipe par. We can use the package name. I'm not going to discuss now, I'm just giving a hint over here. So sloppypar, using that package we can make sure that the given text is not going beyond the margin. so we can ensure that. So I'll talk about that slopy pair in the next session, so because we need that to be cited in another session also. Now, so this is how the underline works and how we are going to use the strike through. So now we are going into the next thing called strike through. So in some packages, I mean, in some scenarios, you have to use the strike throughing of text. Like you have to showcase whether the text, this text is changed like that. So for that kind of scenario, you can use the strike through. So for using that strike through commands, you can use the package, use package of ULEM. So ULEM is the one of the package for strike throughing the text. So inside the ULEM, you can use two types of strike throughs. For using the ULEM package, you can use two types of strike through. One is going to be the horizontal strike through, and another one is going to be the vertical strike through. So for the horizontal strike through, you can use slash yes out. Okay, whatever the text inside, it will be strike through with the horizontal line. Whereas if you go for the vertical strike through, you can see that it can be done, I mean, it can be done using the X out. So X out, whatever the text that is given inside, it will strike out through the vertical lines. So I'll just let you know how to implement those. So in the package definition, you have to use the package ULEM, and let's say this word Renaissance. Let's say that is going to be striked through using the horizontal line. I can use S out slash S out. You can see that this Renaissance word has been striked out through the horizontal line. So again, I'm just making the same word, or let's say relatively. I'll change the word relatively to the horizontal vertical strikeout, which is nothing but X out. So while using the X out and the S out, you can see that for using the X out, you can see that it has been striked out through the vertical lines. So here you can see that relatively has been striked out through the vertical lines, whereas this Renaissance has been striked out through the, okay, okay, yeah, okay. Yes, sir. Right. Okay. I'll go through the topics again. So now here we can use the X out and S out for the strike through. So the thing is, here for strike through, we are going to use the package called ULEM. So you have to declare the package like use package of ULEM. And then for the horizontal strike through, you have to use slash S out of text. So yes for the horizontal strike through and X for the vertical strike through. So slash S out of text will go for the horizontal strike through, and whereas slash X out will go for the vertical strike through. So next thing we are going to talk about is again. So okay, there are different variants with respect to the strike through using the package called use package of cancel. So I'm not going through this package. I will give you the notes with respect to that package, and you can go through with respect to the notes. I'll give you some of the notes. I'll share you some of the notes with respect to the cancel package. Now, next thing we are going to talk about is how to make the text into the next line. So usually what happens here is you can see that, okay, now just a second, I will make sure. Now, here, let's say you need to break the sentence or break the paragraph. Okay. Now you are going to create one more paragraph here at this position. Here, instead of mathematics, you have to create this mathematics should be presented at the next line. So in this line, you can see that this entire paragraph is occupied by the line called 25. Right. So now Here what you can do is, in the latex, as similar to the word, you can give the double enter. Okay, then it will go for the next line. So I'll give you, oh, here we are having one more issue, which is nothing but, now, here you can see that by giving the double enter, you can see that this page, this has been entered one more line. Like this mathematics has been entered in a new line. So instead of having the double enter, you can also do one more thing called, the keyword for that is slash paragraph. Slash par, sorry. It is nothing but slash par. Par. So by giving the slash par, you can see that. You can see that the paragraph can be moved to the next one. So here some people will use the slash par at the end, some people will use the slash par at the beginning of the paragraph. So anyhow it is going to make the same sense, but beginning of the paragraph is advisable, because you can while go through the code you can get where the paragraph starts and where the paragraph ends easily. So that's why I prefer that should be used in the in front of the paragraph itself. So now here you can see that using the slash pair we can go for the new paragraph, or you can give the double enter. So for the single enter, it won't be considered. The single enter will not be considered. So you can see that for the single enter, though this paragraph is on the line 25 in the line of code, and this paragraph in the line of 26, this enter will not be considered. So we have to make it to the new line by using the double enter. Okay, so this is one more difference with respect to the slash pair. And one more thing is, if you don't want this indentation, okay, but before that I'll talk about one more thing, which is nothing but, since it is a book class, book document class, here the first paragraph is not indented. Okay, sorry, indented. So whereas if you don't want this indentation here also, if you don't want this mathematics to be indented, so here you can use the keyword called no indent. If you use the keyword called no indent, you can see that this text is being directly affixed with the margin. Okay, whereas okay, if you see here, I can show you one more good example here. Now you can see that after this detection the line has been entered, the paragraph has been moved to the new line, whereas that new line the indentation has not been occurred. So this is what I have to showcase here. So this is one more thing. And okay, one more beautiful thing in the latex is, it is already justified alignment. It will use the justified alignment over here. So in okay, there are many US clients also in this in this workshop. I think there are 8 persons. Yeah, there are 8 persons US clients also there. So now for those US clients, they might not prefer the justified documentation. They will prefer the left alignment. So at that occasion, and even the Arabics. So while Gulf language, the language used in the Gulf will have the right aligned perspective. So for entering those kind of languages, for entering those kind of linguistics, you have need to change the alignment of the paragraphs. So for those alignment change, you can use the few more commands. I'll talk about that. And by default you have to remember that by default this latex will use the justified alignment. Now so for left alignment and the right alignment, okay, for the left alignment I'll talk about the left alignment. You can go for right. For the left alignment you can use slash begin flush left. And whenever I told you the basics, whenever we have started the begin you have to end it. So slash end flush left. Okay, so this is the important command. So while doing this you can see here, so slash begin flush left, and at the end of this paragraph you can use slash end flush left. So you can see that the first paragraph is at the justified notion, whereas the second paragraph is at the left aligned passage. Okay, you can see here. And similarly, for the right alignment, you can use the keyword called flush right. Okay, and one more thing I need to convey with respect to the overleaf. Overleaf gives this added advantage. You can type in the two different locations simultaneously. Okay, this is the added advantage in the online compiler like Overleaf. So here, what I'm trying to convey here is I have to change this flush left and this flush left simultaneously. So I can use the control key in our keyboard, and using that, okay, let's say I'm just have my cursor is here. I need a cursor here also. So using the control key and selecting at the location, you can give the double double cursors. So while doing the change at the one location, it will be affected through the other location. Here we are going to type flush right. So if I use that, we can see it has been right justified. Sorry, right aligned. Okay, so this is one of the added advantage with respect to the compiler. At many occasions, we'll be using this double cursor method. So for the center alignment, instead of having the flush left and flush right, you can use center. Okay, I'll just again copy it and I'll just paste it again for the convenience. And instead of this, I need the center. So you can see that the text has been center aligned. Okay, so right, left, and center. So for the left alignment, you have to use the slash begin flush left. For the right alignment, you have to use the slash begin flush right. And for the center alignment, you have to use the slash begin center. Okay, now, so, and we are nearly at the end. Here we are going to talk about the paragraph indentation. So here we have talked about only the paragraph indentation using the slash par. Right here you have it is automatically set. If there is any no indent, you can see that I mean you can see that this paragraph, okay, this is right, and yeah, here you can see the difference. Yeah, this is also left aligned, right? Okay, now now you can see that this indentation is not given by us, so we might need different kind of indentation at different level. So what we can do is in the which location you need, I think this will work out. So in the which location you need the indentation, you can say that set length par indent of, let's say, 10 ex. Okay. We can use it in the preamble also, which is nothing but the global parameters. So if you go like this, you can see that the default length is not being used. It has been used with respect to that. Instead of this 10ex, you can also give using 1 cm, or you can use 5 cm or 10 cm, whatever you need. You can change the length. Okay, for setting that length, you have to use the function called set length function. So here, okay, desired paragraph indentation. So here we can use the keyword, you can use the function called set length. Inside the set length, you can use the par indent. For the par indent, you are going to set the value called, let's say, 4 centimeters. Okay, this is how you can set the desired level, desired size of the paragraph indentation. Okay, so for no, you know that if you don't want the indent, you can use slash no indent. Okay, so this is one more thing. And if you want to create a line spacing like in your different way, in your mannerism, if you want to give it like that, you can go for the one more command called okay, let's say desired line spacing. You can go for the one more command called slash renew command. Inside the renew command, it has a two braces. One is going for which command you are going to talk about. So which is nothing but baseline stretch. So you are going to modify the baseline stretch to 1.5. Okay, let's say 1.6. I'll talk about how to give this 1.6 and everything in just a minute. Now, here in the preamble structure or in the global options, you can see that if I give the renew command of baseline stretch as 1.6, you can see that the spacing has been done. So this value, if I change this value to 1.3, you can see that it has been reduced, and if I use 1.0, it is going to be the same. So what is this value? Why I'm specifying with 1.0, 1.3, and 1.6 is here I have used 1.0, right? What is meant by 1.0 is if I use 1.0, it is called as single line spacing. So if I use 1.3, it is going to be the 1.5 line spacing. Another one is 1.6, and 1.6 is nothing but double spacing. Okay, this is what the command you have to understand. Okay, now we are going to talk about one of the most important and most enhanced feature of the latex, which is nothing but table of contents. In Word document, I know the pain in creating the table of contents. You have to make sure that page number, and you have to take care of everything. Whereas in the latex, you are going to use only the one line, or even you can say one word of command, which is nothing but slash table of contents. Okay, using that the slash table of contents alone, you can get the content page. Okay, you can see that. Okay, I'm using the book passage. Okay, now I shall take it to the article so that you can clearly get. Now you can see that this table of contents has been created here with the subsection, with the section itself. If let's say I'm going to give a subsection, okay. Now let's say subsection as fundamentals, and another one as okay, section as fundamentals, and another one as sub sub subsection as fundamentals. Okay, yeah, I have given two sections and two subsections. You can see that it has been automatically added here. Okay, so okay, now here if in some cases we need it in a separate pages, right? So for that you can use the make title itself. I can wash out this page, like wash out the page in the sense I don't want to type in this page. Let's say in that concern you can use slash clear page, and even inside the table of contents also I don't need to type anything, so I'm using clear page here also. So if I do that, I can get two separate pages. So first page is going to be the title page, and second page is going to be the table of contents, and third page is going to be the text that I have given. Okay, so you can see that the section subsection handling has been already done, and the table of content, it has been automatically taken care by the latex. So even if I use a clear page here, so after introduction passage it should be clear the page. That is what I have given. So it has been cleared, moved on to the next page. Obviously here you can see that the introduction page has been updated as 3, whereas the fundamental page is updated as 4. So you don't need to bother about what is the page number, what is the exact page number of that. So you need not bother about the location or the margin for the table of contents, or you don't need to type separately for the table of contents. It is entirely taken up care by the only one statement, which is nothing but the slash table of contents. Okay, so this is the strength of latex. Like, we don't need to specify many things at occasions, like for those kind of table of contents, and for making the title we don't need to specify a lot many things. We just need to give what is the input information alone. The arrangements, it will be taken care by the document class, and it will taken care by the latex. At one point you might arise a question for the I mean, for the journal papers and for thesis writings. Even there are many research scholars in the session. So for thesis writing and all, you might ask, how can we include these kind of stuffs, and there is already predefined packages for these theses. And for the journal structure, for the journal papers, that journal organization itself, they are giving the latex format. For the thesis, there is predefined thesis format is there, and for the several universities like Anna University, IIT, and ISC, they are giving their own latex format. So you can make use of it. It is downloadable in the net, so you can make use of it, and you have to give the contents alone. The alignments has been taken care by the .cls file that has been that has been imported there. I'll talk about that .cls file and everything in the upcoming sessions. I'll talk about that because that is a very huge topic to talk. So I'll talk about that. So, as far as the first session, the first lot of this workshop is concerned, we have talked about the first thing we have talked about is what are all the separate paths that are available in the latex. Like, the first one is going to be the document class description, another one is the document class and the package description. Another one is going to be the second one is going to be the global settings, and third one is going to be the document part. Inside the document class description, we have talked about three things. The document class of specifiers of class name. So inside the specifiers, we have talked about three specifiers. These are the prominent usage. That's why I mentioned about that. The class name can be you can use a specific packages. Specific class names. So I'll just give one more example with respect to the class name. I have shown the demo. I have not written here. So one possible class name is article. Another one is if you say you can use book. If you or else if you are presenting or making the presentation, you can use Beamer. So those kind of stuff. When you are having your own .cls file, okay, when you are having your own .cls file, you can make that file name. Let's say for the IEEE, they will be having IEEE trans. That is their class name. So that class name can be mentioned as IEEE trans. Okay, so this is the class name. As far as class name is concerned, we can mention like that. So our next thing is going to be the specifiers. Yeah, use package commands. Like inside the use package, you can have the specifiers, and you can have the package name, and you can have the package name. The specifiers is nothing but is specific to the package. Like if you're using encoding, you can use the UTF-8, and there are a lot many packages with respect to that. And second thing is we have talked about the global setting, which is nothing but if in some places they have called as preamble. So in the preamble we'll be having the global settings like title name, author name, date, logo, institute, renew command, everything. And in the document section we'll be having the document block / begin document and end document. Here we have talked about the sectioning and subsectioning using the section and subsection subsection format, and we have talked about how to use our own font style, and we have talked about how to change the font style using / large, huge, and capital, huge, and tiny. And we have talked about italics and bold and slant text, and teletype family like double T text TT structure. And we have talked about how to choose our own font size, there you have to use the baseline skip and size. Here I have talked about the constraint for the baseline skip. If you are giving the baseline skip as 1.2 times of the size, you will getting the good look. And font color, for using the font color you have to use the command call package called X color followed by the color, which is nothing but the red. And for using the custom color, you can go for the combination of color names. And there I have talked about four channels. One is RGB, capital RGB, Cmyk, and yeah, and we have talked about gray channel. For that, we have talked about an example. And striking through, we have talked about ELM package there. And we have talked about the left alignment, right alignment, and then we have talked about the center alignment also. And desired paragraph indentation. So we have talked about this. And we have talked about the line spacing, which is nothing but a slash renew command of slash baseline stretch of 1.6. And then we have talked about the table of contents, how to create the table of contents and all. Okay, so we are now at the end of the slot 1. We'll be meeting with the slot 2 at 11:20. So participant, if you are having any doubt, you can raise the question. Yeah, yes, sir. The thing is, the question asked in the another portal is, what is the, I mean, what is the different line spacing that you have uttered, which is nothing but in the renew command of slash baseline stretch, you can use the size, you can specify the size. At that occasion, if you use 1.0, it will be regarded as a single line spacing. At that occasion, if you use 1.3, it will be regarded as a one and a half line spacing. At that occasion, if you use 1.6, it will be called as double spacing, double line spacing. So this is the structure over there. At most, we'll be using the double line spacing. If you want more, that you can use a 0.3. You can add 0.3. So double and half, you can say it 1.9 and 2.2, and you can go on with that. Okay, for the use page cancel, yeah, another question arises from the participant is we have not specified about cancel. Because of the time constraint, I have not discussed about this. I will share you some of the material with respect to these, and even I will share you some of the notes. A person is also taking one of the notes with respect to that. So we'll be sharing that notes with respect to you, so that you can extract. I mean, you can see visually see what I have been telling you. Okay.